Greetings, Ebenezer family. I'm Minister Lonnie Harris, and I'm back with the third and final installment of Fasting and Prayer, Searching the Scriptures. Today, we look at Esther chapter 4, verse 16, coming from the NIV. Bear with me as I review the events that lead to today's text. The book of Esther begins by introducing us to King Ahasuerus, also known as King Xerxes, who is king of the Persian Empire. In the third year of King Xerxes' reign, he has a 180-day celebration banquet for all the leaders, princes, and officials of the 127 provinces under his reign. For an additional 7 days, King Xerxes gave a banquet for the people of Susa, which was the capital city of the Persian Empire. During the same time of the king's 7-day banquet, the queen, whose name was Vashti, also gave a banquet for the women. On the 7th day of the king's banquet, when he was, according to Esther 1, verse number 10, in high spirits from wine, he commanded that Queen Vashti come and display her beauty to the people. However, Queen Vashti refused, and the text says the king became furious and burned with anger. King Xerxes sought the wisdom of wise men as to what should be done to Queen Vashti for disobeying him. One of the wise men advised that if the word got out of the queen's disrespect to the king, all the other women of Susa would become disrespectful to their husbands. As a result, they decreed that Vashti would no longer be queen and that an immediate search for her replacement would begin. Esther chapter 2 verse 3 reveals that King Xerxes appointed commissioners in each of his 127 provinces to gather all the beautiful young women into a harem at the palace in Susa. In Susa, there was a Jew named Mordecai who had previously been taken captive from Jerusalem by King Nebuchadnezzar. Mordecai had a young cousin named Esther that he raised as a daughter because her parents had passed away. Esther was very beautiful and won the favor of everyone who saw her. She was brought into the harem at Susa and ultimately brought before King Xerxes. Esther chapter 2 verse 17 says that King Xerxes was attracted to Esther more than any of the other women. The king set a royal crown on her head and made Esther queen instead of Vashti. Fast forward to Esther chapter 3. It introduces us to an evil man by the name of Haman, who had just been elevated by King Xerxes to a seat of honor higher than all the other nobles. The text in chapter 3 tells us that all the royal officials knelt down and paid honor to Haman because of the king's command. However, Mordecai refused to bow down to honor Haman, and this enraged Haman. As a result, Haman looked for a way to destroy all Mordecai's people, the Jews. In Esther 3, verse 8, Haman proposes to King Xerxes that all the Jews be killed. Letters were sent by couriers to all the king's provinces with the order to destroy, kill, and annihilate all the Jews, young and old, women, and children, on a specific day. Finally, as we arrive to chapter 4, Mordecai has received word of the king's decree that all Jews would be killed on a certain day. Mordecai, along with Jews in every province, mourned greatly, fasted, wept, and wailed as word of the king's decree spread. Queen Esther received word of Mordecai's distress and sent word through a messenger to find out what was distressing Mordecai. Esther chapter 4 verses 7 through 9 tells us that Mordecai told the messenger about evil Haman's plot to annihilate all the Jews. And he told the messenger to instruct Esther to go into the king's presence and beg for mercy and plead for her people. Esther returns the message to her cousin Mordecai that she hasn't been summoned to see the king for the last 30 days, and if she attempts to see him without being summoned, she could be put to death. Esther chapter 4, verses 12 through 14, reveals Mordecai's response to Esther. Do not think that because you are in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape. Who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this? Then Esther sent this reply to Mordecai. Go, gather together all the Jews who are in Susa and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. I and my attendants will fast as you do. When this is done, I will go to the king, even though it is against the law. And if I die, I die. I encourage you to continue reading the following chapters in Esther to see the results of the fast, along with what happens to evil Haman that devised the plot to destroy the Jews. My brothers and sisters, Perhaps, like Queen Esther, God has placed you in a position of power, favor, or influence. When we encounter, and we will, adverse circumstances, let us be mindful to use these positions to solicit fasting, intercessory prayer, and seeking God's help in the time of need. As Mordecai told his cousin, Queen Esther, who knows but that you have come to your position for such a time as this? Let us pray. God, as we continue in our fasting and praying, we pray, Lord, that you would help us to be sensitive to the circumstances that others are currently going through, and that we will become intercessors and stand in the gap for those that we may reach and touch. That your name be praised. In Jesus' name, amen. Finally, there are a few other scriptures just on fasting that I'd like to share. Isaiah chapter 58, verses 3 through 7. Matthew chapter 6, verses 16 through 18. And 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verses 1 through 5. Please read them in your leisure. And I pray that God will continue to bless you, strengthen you as we continue on in fasting and prayer. God bless.